I would have been 2, 4, 5, 6.
Welcome back to State of the Save. It's a nice cold evening here in November. So what's the better time to talk about? Video games. Michael.
Yes.
Video games are happening.
Video games are happening. I just want to get up at the top of the show and apologize to the listener for my voice. The weather is playing ping pong back and forth between really cold nights and really warm days. And because of that, I am really chuggy.
I think we've established before that we're North Carolinian based, and the problem with that is that we have 70 to 80 degree weather one day, and then the next day we have 20 degree weather, and it is horrible, and it is terrible, and it messes with all our voices, so please bear with us. But that's okay, Michael. No one comes here for sultry voices. They come here to talk about video games.
Yay!
So, let's get things started, Michael. Let's talk about some video games. Right off the top, we are approaching, pretty quickly the end of the year. It's been a solid year for video games, I would say.
It has been.
I would say that it's been one of the better years that we've had in probably a while.
In recent memory. It goes toe-to-toe with 2023, I think, for just a banger year.
2024 was an off year.
It was okay.
It was okay. Nothing's been as bad as like 2022 or 2021. I felt like those years were kind of more off.
I mean, once Elden Ring came out in 22, everybody was like, well, that just wins Game of the Year by default.
Yeah.
Nothing else can compete with that.
This year, I guess I'm glad you brought that up because the Game of the Year awards nominees got announced this week. I think they got leaked and then announced.
That's how they go. Yep.
And they were pretty solid. They were a pretty solid year. It was my chance to kind of look back. Barring me playing something in the next month that really steals it from me. Expedition 33 still looks to be a strong contender for Game of the Year. I had fun with Doom: The Dark Ages. I think we'll do an end of the year show where we're going to talk about the games that we enjoyed. I say that almost like we haven't already talked about doing it.
Yeah.
Show.
It's already on the tentative schedule.
Why do I feel the need to lie to the listener? I don't know.
Gaslight them.
Just gaslight them. We're winging it, guys. There's no plan. Trust us. But no, I think that it's been a solid year. I kind of did a bunch of cleanup the past couple weeks here. Did finish Ninja Gaiden 4. Really, really, really had a good time with that. I think last time we talked about it, I was like 90-some% done. But like I finished that up. That game is really, really good. And then I fiddled around with a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of been in this weird spot here. I am weirdly interested in playing this train wreck of a Call of Duty.
Oh my God.
This fucking train wreck of a Call of Duty. Michael, I don't know, have you seen?
I saw AI generated assets. I saw a final boss that somehow looks like a ripoff of the Mass Effect 2 final boss, but worse somehow.
No, apparently that's not a final boss. That's just a boss mid-game. And that guy you have this weird boss fight with him as a giant human, like, skippity toilet kind of character. And then it goes back to normal. That game also has like 1/3 of that game is apparently just zombies in the campaign.
Black Ops has been the most experimental with their campaigns. I think where they got away with that the most was probably Black Ops 3, because that had the future warfare aspect of it too, but that also had a separate zombies campaign.
Yeah.
That was like a remixed version of the main campaign where you didn't have to engage with that stuff.
Well, I would say Black Ops 6 was a shockingly good campaign.
That was like a 90s political thriller.
It was the 90s political thriller. You had your big set piece Call of Duty missions, fighting in Iraq, doing the doing Desert Storm.
Of course.
Then you would have you infiltrate a Clinton a fundraising event.
Okay.
No funny jokes to talk about there.
Clinton's in the news a bit recently.
Clinton's been in the news recently. Wonder what's going on there for listen. Glad this is a video game podcast, and we will probably lose all of the sponsors if we make these jokes. But Michael just sitting there staring at me like, "Why did you do this?" But you do. There's like a heist in that game where you like steal from like a casino, like that game, and then there is like some zombie content because of like a hallucination Manchurian candidate kind of thing going on at one point.
That's right.
That campaign is actually pretty weird and good. This just looks like you put something in ChatGPT and said make a Call of Duty campaign, and that's what it does. Like, it's the most nonsensical, weird combination of like DMZ and zombies mode, and it just feels like soulless, as if it was written by an AI. I have no proof of that.
I mean, you can kind of infer that with the AI generated player icons in the multiplayer.
They're bad. They're not even like. Listen, Eric is no fan of AI content, so like pay artists, but damn it, they didn't even get the good AI. Like, it's the shittiest kind. And also, I would like this, like, it really blew my mind when I tried to download this thing, because it has the most complicated launcher I've ever seen in my life. Where it's like, hey man, you want to play this game, Black Ops 7? You need to. We suggest you download Black Ops 6's campaign and Warzone and the multiplayer for both this and Modern Warfare 3. I don't remember. It was like 12 different things it suggested me download.
And that's why Call of Duty is like 200 gigabytes.
Yeah, it's like 200 gigabytes. And I'm like, this is a nightmare. And I'm not going to lie, I don't think it's worth that. So, no, I've been staring at it because I was like, boy, this would be good content for a show that I host. But, like, dude, at the same time, it just makes me infuriated to see this just massive drop-off in this franchise. Even from last year, like I said, Black Ops 6, Call of Duty multiplayer is Call of Duty multiplayer. You like it or you don't. But the campaigns have sometimes been pretty damn good, and this just feels like, hey man, we threw this into ChatGPT, call it a day, and we've got multiplayer that no one really seems excited for either. And when you've
also Battlefield 6 was like a resurgence in that franchise that's still going strong.
Battlefield 6 has been a big comeback. Arc Raiders is like on a massive high right now. I'm not an extraction shooter guy, but that thing looks pretty cool.
I heard it described as an extraction shooter for people who don't like Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah, it's like a more, not lighthearted, but a more lighter version
more
of
casual
leaning,
yeah.
And I'm like looking at that, and like I'm usually not a fan of those kind of games, but like that one looks really appealing to me.
I like the idea of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I never played one. There's one that's available on Mac right now called Escape from Duckov, where you escape from Tarkov, but you play as rubber duckies.
I mean,
I went and I'm like, add to wish list? Okay.
Is it still like hardcore Eastern European level of like commitment?
I don't know. I'm like, the less I know about this, the better. I kind of just want to wait for a sale and dive in completely blind.
Like, my favorite thing about Tarkov is the like gun fetishization to the extreme of like, hey man, you've got 5.56 rounds, but you need 7.75, whatever. Go get some of those.
Finally, a sequel to Black from the Xbox.
Black is a good game. Let's not be crazy, all right? Black is a good video game. But no, it's so weird. It's something that drew my eye this week. Marvel Rivals also has Gambit now. That's pretty cool.
Gambit's cool. Objectively.
Cool. Yeah, so I've been getting back in some Marvel Rivals. I've played some of that recently. But no, I am in a weird spot right now where I'm like, I feel like I need to do some finishing up for Game of the Year. Like, I need to play Metal Gear Solid Delta. That hasn't been done yet. We have Resident Evil 9 coming out next year. Pretty early, right? That's in like March, isn't it?
February?
Is it February?
I think it's February.
That's a take a day off kind of video game right there for me. I'm very excited for it.
I'm not ready. I'm still catching up on games for like 2023. I'm so far behind on new releases. Because I got the Switch too. I'm keeping up with Nintendo releases. But not so much everything else in the periphery, because I'm like, wait for a sale.
I
I'm buying Nintendo games at full price. So when I need
this game for
to buy
$25
another game on
Black
Black
Friday
Friday sales, come on, let's go.
I think that there is a serious vibe of like there's like so much coming out this year, and so much of it is like heavy commitment games. Like, Battlefield 6, Arc Raiders, these are games that you want to dig your feet into and get really committed to. But there's also been a lot of like really good like single play RPGs have been back this year. Expedition 33 was amazing.
Doom of the Chronicles, Doom of the Dark Ages,
Yes.
Death Stranding 2.
Which listen,
That's a I'm only gonna play one game for an entire month.
Yes, that's a long
bury my
commitment.
head in the sand game.
I want to play that, but I'm also staring at Dark. I did not finish Death Stranding, and I feel like it would be a better experience if I finished Death Stranding. But I'm in a weird spot on that one where I feel like I hit the part where they want me to do a bunch of deliveries.
Chapter 3!
Yeah, and I'm really struggling to do that. Also, that's a tough game when you leave the vibe to come back into. Like, I've put it down for like over a couple months.
Yeah.
Dude, it's rough to come back and be like, now let's deliver some more packages.
It was all...
It's like, I feel like in some ways, like, should I start over again? But
No. I always found the on-ramp to Death Stranding pretty good to get back on it, because it was a game I would play for like exclusively for like 3 weeks and then put it down for like 6 months and then come back and chip away at it. That Director's Cut update was really freaking good with the VR missions and everything, so it kind of broke up that monotony. Like, if you want to stop delivering packages for a bit, you can do the VR missions and throw blood grenades at ghosts.
Which is fun.
Yes.
I am a big believer in also the fact that that game is best when you just kind of fully embrace the vibe.
Yeah.
When you're like, I'm going to sit on my couch, cuddled up on my blanket with a drink, and walk around this beautiful world, not trying to rush it, just trying to enjoy the process, the art form, which is a Kojima game.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, I need to get back and finish that. That's on my to-do list, I think. I have, holiday break and all that stuff. Maybe I can sit down and try to finish up some stuff. But at the same time, I do have some stuff I want to finish before the end of the year. I would also throw Ninja Gaiden 4 in there as a good game to play for the year to see if it's like a game of the year. Because there's some parts of it that's really, really good. Also, Hades 2 is out. Out. And so I do need to probably play that as well.
I really want to play Blueprints. And that was at the beginning of this year.
I think former host of the show here, Nick, played some of that. So I would love to see what his thoughts are on that. No, there's just so much stuff, man. It's been a hell of a year. Like, this is a good, solid video game release year. Next year looks weird because it's hard to tell. Because stuff is getting announced now a lot later in the process, I think, or shown.
Which is good.
I would rather have that.
Yes.
Say what you want about Capcom, but that's one of my favorite things they've been doing is like Capcom's been announcing stuff and be like, it comes out in 6 months.
Or the big stuff is like only we'll skip a year and do that. They did that with their big games, like Monster Hunter Wilds did that, where they announced that at the end of 2023 for early 2025.
Yeah.
They did that last year. They always have their big announcement for something that's a year away. Last year at the Game Awards, they did Onimusha.
Which is that next year?
That's next year.
Hell, that's next year.
That's at the beginning of next year.
That's a lot of stuff, boys.
That's a series that I never finished the first one. I love it, but then I put it down and never finish one. I own the entire trilogy of Onimusha, but there's like a spin-off, like more of a hack and slash game in that process too that I don't have. But I have like the main like Onimusha trilogy. Also, fun fact: there's a Smash Brothers clone in the Onimusha series. Fun fact.
What is that called?
Onimusha Blade Warriors.
Oh, okay. Is this a mainline console release?
PS2.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah,
okay.
Apparently it's not good.
I mean, did not see that one coming. Yeah, but let's go with it.
So that's a series I'm very interested in. So by the time I catch up on that series, it'll be on a nice sale. Also, Capcom is good with their sales.
Yes. And also Christmas sales are coming and we can grab games in the holidays. There's always the big Christmas sale, end of the year sale that you can usually get shit super cheap. and I'm sure that I'll spend like $60 and get 4 games.
Come on, Expedition 33. Come on, just
Expedition 33 is such a masterpiece of a video game. I know. If that hits $30, because I get it, man. Shit's expensive, life's expensive. Trust me. But if you can swing it, Expedition 33 is so worth the money, and like that is still my game of the year. It's just such a masterpiece of video game design. And I'm so excited to see what that studio does next. I kind of hope that what they do next is almost nothing like Expedition 33. Like, I love that world. I love those characters. I'm kind of just want them to do something else. And I would buy it sight unseen.
I would love for that team to just be given the keys to a major franchise like Square Enix. Like, you can make the next Final Fantasy. You can make, the next game in, like, you can bring Chrono Trigger back.
Oh shit!
Like, just give them the keys to like a major or a dormant IP, because I think they have earned that pedigree to like just keep doing what you're doing. But
I think you're 100% right. I think that they are a team that has so much talent,
like what Larian did with Baldur's Gate. They made something really great with the Divinity series, and then was given the keys to the Dungeons and Dragons universe, and then blew up and made Game of the Year stuff.
Made Game of the Year, and then Hasbro dropped the ball on them, and now they're making their own thing, and I'm sure that it will be amazing.
Is it a sci-fi thing, or was it just
I
rumored?
think it is a sci-fi thing that they rumored at.
If
I don't know. Listen, I'll buy whatever they produce.
If they make a Mass Effect, holy cow!
Well, there is The Expanse.
The Expanse, right?
Comes out next year,
and
I've been watching some stuff on that, and that looks good. Man.
I watched the first 2 episodes of that show. Went, this is awesome, and then never continued.
And that's Mass Effect 1 developers. A lot of guys
who did team. Right?
Yeah, it's that team that spin off. That's mostly the guys who did Mass Effect 1.
Right.
So like that could be potentially really good. So I could see that being like something worth trying. Listen, there's a lot of good stuff next year. I think that we'll have a better grasp on what the landscape looks like in like February, March. But like I said, I got Resident Evil coming out in beginning of next year. That makes me freaking happy.
We don't know. Oh yeah, and also like in like 3 weeks from now, Metroid Prime 4 is finally going to be out.
Yes, Metroid Prime 4 comes out. We have like
which we're going to be talking Halo later in this show, but that's a Halo game.
Yeah, it really kind of is. But like, dude, we're not stopping. Like, it's not like there's going to be a lull until February and March of next year. Those hits coming out in December,
and we don't know. We don't know what the summer or the next winter holds, and everything.
No, and then here's the thing: in June, we're going to get the big reveals, and some of that stuff will come out next year.
We know, like Wolverine, maybe for late next year. That Soros, the kind of sequel, spiritual connected thing to like Returnal that Housemarque is doing.
There's a lot of stuff that Platinum has some stuff for next year as well. Because remember during the Summer Games Fest and all the conferences, they showed off several things. Like, I'll need to go back to my like list from that, because a lot of that stuff that got shown off in June is most likely stuff that's coming out in,
December or something of next year.
Yeah, so
not December,
I'm sure we're going to have some really big stuff there. I'm excited, dude. It's going to be a good year in games. This was a good year in games. I know this is like end of the year game talk, but I think this is just kind of worth talking about right now.
Because Game Awards nominations just
Game
dropped.
Awards,
it's fresh on our minds. Yeah,
I always like to go through there and see like I think best soundtrack and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a really heavy year for Expedition 33, and those people deserve it. I think they are the Baldur's Gate 3 of this year, where it's just like, it's going to sweep a lot of stuff.
Something else made outside the traditional studio system that grasp a lot of people that normally don't typically play those games. Baldur's Gate was that, and Expedition 33 is that again. So
Western RPGs are back! So... we spent some time talking about some stuff. You got anything you want to hit real quick before we get into our games of the week?
Yes. I'm not going to talk about this game. I'm just going to put a pin in it because this is what I'm going to be playing. This is what I'm playing now. I'm going to be playing it for a long time. But I did talk about Final Fantasy a lot. My wonderful wife for my birthday got me tickets to go see the Final Fantasy Symphonic concert that's currently on tour. We're going to go early next year, so that's cool. But it's going to be featuring a lot of music from Final Fantasy XVI, a game I haven't played. Lo and behold, Final Fantasy XVI was on sale for pretty cheap. So I scooped that up, played 6 hours. I'm not going to talk about that yet. I've been talking a lot about Final Fantasy. I'm putting myself on probation like I did with Resident Evil, where I played Resident Evil all summer. So I'm going to put a pin in that till I'm done. But it's really cool.
No, I think also that's a cool thing. I think you're going to the one of our kind of nicer venues.
Well, the nicer
theaters.
There's a local symphonic orchestra that they're teaming up with, and usually they have one of the composers of Final Fantasy come out as a guest conductor. So that'll be fun.
I think that would be cool. I mean, I think that you'll have probably, a couple hours worth of stuff from all throughout the franchise.
Yeah.
But I think that'll be a cool thing. I think you're right. Put a pin on it. Maybe come back when you're like deeper in, and you can have a more like complete conversation.
I'll come back when I'm finished.
Yes.
Apparently, it's only about 30 hours. I'm about 6 hours in.
Hell yeah.
So like, my goal is to have that finished by February. So
finish that up by Resident Evil Day.
By Resident Evil Day, have that finished up.
I'm so excited. I know I can't say it multiple times. Resident Evil Day comes in February, and I'm so fucking happy.
There is another game that I got super, super deep in over the past weekend. I marathoned it and finished it within a couple of days. It was a game called Hypnospace Outlaw.
Is this the weird hackle game?
Not a hacker game. It's based on like the late 1990s internet, where you're kind of like a moderator for this weird VR internet thing where you're going around and like searching for, you'll get tips of like, hey, we got a tip from the IP holder of like this 1968 cartoon character that is a fish detective. Go around and try to find people who are using this asset illegally.
Is this like a Discord mod who's like going and banning people from Discord?
Kinda. So you go in and find like on the good old days section of the internet, it's like things were much better back in the 50s and 60s. I found a first grade school teacher who posted a whole bunch of like art from her kids about it, and you can just go citation, citation, citation.
You are a Reddit mod. This is a video game about being a Reddit mod.
Yeah, exactly.
Michael, I can't support this behavior.
But it does do a shift later on where you're kind of, that's only a vessel for the real fun of this game, which is the interconnected stories of everything going on, because you're looking through. It's over the course of a few weeks. So you see like, there's a snapshot of the internet today, and then 2 weeks later, and then all building up to like this big event that happens at Y2K.
Oh, Y2K
is a factor in this game. I don't want to spoil what happens there, but it's like something like really interesting and cool, and then transitions to the in-game content, which is like my favorite part of the game.
I just like the idea that Y2K is the in-game boss.
You basically,
like, oh shit, we fought Bowser, we fought insert villain from Elden Ring. Now it's time to fight Y2K.
Exactly. So some of the fun is you're looking through different internet pods. Like you get the teen zone and can like get a sense of who is interacting with who. And of course you get tipped off that one kid is bullying a bunch of people and his name is Zane. And each web page has like its own like auto-played music that's going on. Music is a big part of this game. There's like several like fictional artists that are like permeating around. In that week span, artists are like breaking up and like joining different bands. So it's like fun to follow like all of this around. This 15-year-old kid, which is funny because he put his name like Zane Rocks 14 because he's 14 years old, and then he puts that on his page. I'm not 14 anymore, guys. I'm 15, but I can't change my username. Stuff like that.
Very early 2000s internet. If you were on the oneup.com message boards, you would understand.
Exactly. And he's playing music because he's obsessed with a band called Seepage, which is fake Linkin Park. And where you can find his web comments where he's interviewing the lead singer of Seepage, and he just talks about how Seepage, just like talking about how really cool this kid is. But also you can find like, if you work your way around, it's all about like finding like hidden web pages to like find like the bits of the game to like move the story forward and everything.
It's like
where you can find hidden comics he has on a webpage where he's bullying another kid. But then you can find that the kid he's bullying has a hate site dedicated for the kid who's bullying him. So you're like, oh, what is...
Like, what's this sitting here going, like, this is a flame war that we've turned into a video game.
My favorite bit here, and I sent you a video from one of these bits that happened.
Okay, I might have missed it. Was it on TikTok?
It was, I sent it on a text message, and it was like, this is something in front.
Okay, sorry.
That's fine. So it is really, really funny. There is an artist called the Chowder Man, who is kind of like a Kid Rock analog, right?
Okay.
And he's like building up to something called, there's an event happening called Cool Fest 99, and there's like a music called like Cool Punk, which happened that way because there's a fake soda brand that has a jingle. So it started with people making music that was just remixed versions of that stupid jingle. And then it expanded to an entire like chill wave music genre. And then of course this other artist, the Chowder Man, is like, I can make this style of music too, guys. I'm going to be at Cool Fest 99. My Chowder Copter is going to be there. Well, there's a bit where later on in the game you found that disaster happened at Cool Fest 99. They were expecting thousands of people to show up. Only like 200 people showed up to this thing.
It's the Twitch. It's the not TwitchCon. The Gen Con.
Basically,
it's Gen Con. It's the ball pit. They got a ball pit.
The Chowder Copter goes down, ends up killing the Chowder Man's drummer.
Oh no!
So he posts a video raising money for his family. Posted like, "Hey guys, I'm raising some money. You can pay me to download my first music video." We're a band. It is a 6-minute long Christmas song where he's singing "There's Christmas Pain in Christmas Town," and it's like this synthwave, like 80s rock thing where the music video that you download, because you have the entire desktop, it downloads in like crunchy Windows 95 pixelation where you kind of gotta squint to see what's happening on the screen, and it's him doing a music video with like 90s style graphics. There's like a elf that's made from like 3 polygons. It's like breakdancing in the background. Full
motion video in there?
Yes.
Oh hell yeah!
There's full motion video. There is a ton of music, and what sells me on that music video is they know exactly what they're doing. Chowder Man pops up so many times. He wrote a jingle for something called Granny Cream's Hot Butter Ice Cream.
Yes,
and it is infectiously catchy. I was playing this game on Discord with a few of my friends jumping in and out, and they were also helping me with the mystery. It's like, oh, we got to track down this guy's webpage, see what he's about. And then my friend was watching the Chowder Man music video with me. He's like, this is a full music video. I'm like, right? In which he's wearing a Santa hat underneath a cowboy hat.
I mean, hell yeah.
It's great. It's fantastic.
Bong the bang the bang beat.
And of course, like it's a very touching story and everything as you dig deeper into it. I kind of want to go back and like complete it to find all the web pages, to the meta story going on here about like the best and worst of the internet, how it leads to creative communities that are coming together, but also how you can also like ostracize other groups and make them feel like disconnected, or leads to like harassment because you have access to every single person. It is a encapsulation of the best and worst that the internet has to offer.
I think that though is a fundamental reason to set it in the time period in which they did, because, and maybe this is nostalgia, but also I believe that some of it is just we were all discovering what this thing was capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Like the early 2000s internet was such a, people went into it like eyes wide open, right? Like people were on message boards. Yeah, there was the bullying and there was all that stuff that was going on right from the get-go. Don't get me wrong. But there was also like a weird like willingness to be extremely open on the internet. Like I'm thinking about like old MySpace pages and shit, where like people would just like be vulnerable with strangers all over the planet because we didn't quite know like the downsides of it necessarily. And then like very quickly the harassment and all that stuff kicked in, and then it was like all the dark sides of the internet that I think are now, they're still there,
yeah,
but they're now better hidden. I think like I'm just thinking about like some of the stuff that I saw as a kid on the online compared to what you have to go digging for it now. Well, back then, like you would be on the sites downloading music, and then like here would be 40 pages of people being like, "Here's combat footage from Afghanistan."
There's also like a sort of like little bit of not of like the combat footage from Afghanistan thing.
Dude,
but
Eric watched some crazy shit from Afghanistan.
There's one bit where you get later on where there is basically a LimeWire style page got taken down, so everybody moves to something called F-list, where if you have someone's ID number, you can just go to their file sharing system.
Yeah.
And that's how you like find some like the hidden stuff in this game is like checking down everybody, looking at their like file sharing system. That's how you get like hidden tracks from other people. You have a guy who's just like, here's a bunch of computer viruses that pop up. Yeah, you can in order to like track one guy down and pin him, you have to download this illicit software that just does a million pop-ups called Professor Helper. It goes, I'm Professor Helper in the middle, and just throw your screen with a million ads like, you want a cruise with hyperlinks to everything. It's near magic, like what they were able to do with this thing. It plays on. I was able to play this on like a not amazing Mac desktop, so I imagine like it can play on anything with a screen because it is super simplistic. There is some like cool like glitching style effects that might require some heavier GPU, but it's also on Switch. This is a game you need a mouse and keyboard for to really.
Yeah,
get
I feel like
experience.
you lose the immersion also by playing it on a console. Playing it on a PC feels right.
If they had Switch 2 mouse support, now we're talking.
I feel like what a wonderful segue that is also to my game that I played. Look at you with the segues. Look at you.
I know.
Michael might not be feeling good, but he damn segueing like crazy.
I'm chugging water and hot tea.
Michael still could drop a segue like a motherfucker. Return of the Obra Dinn was my game this week. Let's get to our games that we played.
Yes.
Return of the Obra Dinn is very similar, I think, in vibe to what you're describing, because it is a game that hands you very little, but you never feel lost. But you get the satisfaction of building out the mystery. So one, I knew nothing about this. I never played it, never really seen much of it. I had heard about some things on podcasts and things like that. I knew it was a game I probably would be interested in, but I went into it super blind. Right off the bat, art style is strikingly beautiful. Like, it's very straightforward, right? You know, it's black and white. It's nothing crazy, but it's just goddamn captivating. Like, it feels so perfect for the story it's telling.
The aesthetic is, you can change like the color scheme, and it's all based on different types of like 80s computer monitors. It's so good.
I was just really, really like taken back by that. Also, like, you know, from a story point of view, obviously, we're playing basically as an insurance adjuster. Like, the Obra Dinn has returned. The crew is gone and dead, presumed completely dead. Nobody knows what happened, and your task as the kind of this insurance adjuster, basically just to run down what happened to everybody, what's the story here, and identify everyone who was on board, what happened to them, how they died, and what caused the death, and like any connection potentially between the people that might have participated in each other's deaths. Sometimes people killed each other. Sometimes people, you know, were killed by other things, which I'll get to in a second. I really, really love how, like, hey, it gives you a very bare bones amount of information. Here's the glossary of the ship. This is everybody who was on the ship when they left, the passenger manifest. Here's some photos of the people that were on the ship I like the mechanic that as you learn more about people, the photo becomes clearer on that face, which gives you a good indication on who you should be able to start pinning down. Because sometimes it is like I have one or two people where I'm like, I know I should know who this is, but I'm missing a clue here.
Yeah, that's
where other people, you know, obviously they'll mention someone by name.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime they mention someone by name, super easy. Go to the glossary, find the name, bam, bam, bam. But like one time, a character was referenced as he was a Frenchman. And I went to my glossary. He's the only guy from France on the crew or on the entire in the crew. So I was able to pin him down right off the bat because I'm like, well, he's the Frenchman. There's only one Frenchman on this ship. Bam, that's the guy.
Mm-hmm. But every time it like has you do like accents.
Yeah, sometimes it's accents like Eastern European accents and such, where it's like harder to pin down. Or like I pinned down a couple of the passengers based on just like connections. Like there was an older woman, a younger woman that like are associated with each other. I'm able to pin down. I was like, well, by process of elimination, there was 3 women on this ship. I know who 2 of them are. This other one's this. Like I really was, and it does such a wonderful job of like genuinely creating an environment of like feeling like you're a detective, because that's such a hard thing to do in video games. Video games a lot of times want to lead you, and the game does. Like, I'm not trying to oversell like I'm a genius, but like the game does have breadcrumbs, but the breadcrumbs are never like speaking down to you. They are telling you like information, but you are not getting any extra like here's a hint system. Hit the hint system, it'll help you. It's not doing that.
The key to a good detective game is the game leading you to the end of the mystery without you realizing it. With you thinking, I solved this myself. Like, yes. You don't see the breadcrumb trail that's leading you there, but you know the key to a good mystery game is that like you're never lost. It's like slowly guiding you. Yeah. And there is some guesswork in this game, especially in the like later bits where you do have to like, once you've seen everything, that's where it becomes like I can't get this gear, and then you figure it out and you're like, I should have got that hours ago. Yeah. Stuff.
I like also how it verifies people, but basically you have to have like 3 people filled out before it will verify you got them right. So it doesn't let you like brute force it necessarily, because you could like try to brute force it and be like, I'll just do every person in the vague attempt to figure out who's who. The game doesn't let you really do that, because before it will lock in those choices, it's going to be like 3 people that before it can do that.
Which I love, because if you think you got 3 and then you find a 4th person and get that, it tells you which one is wrong. Exactly. So then you can go back to that scene and then piece together, what did I miss here?
Because the game has like sections. I wouldn't call them chapters, because you can interact with them outside of like a narrative order, right? Yeah. Like you don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can go like 3, 5. Like I think I started off with like number 5.
You get the end for the tutorial is the last 3 people.
Yeah, the tutorial is inside of the captain's chambers. And like that is very much the easiest, because it's like, I mean, one person is straight up named, one's referred to as the captain.
There's 3 people in this scene. Before we give you the range, you have to figure out who all 3 of these people are.
I also really love, one of the things it does is it kind of teaches you how you can learn about that. The captain one is obvious. You're given his rank. The other one is straight up given a name. Okay, I can go by rank, I can go by name, but then the woman whose name you receive, it says she's a sister to somebody. She's blah 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 sister. So what you do is you go to the glossary, you check her maiden name to the cast, the crew, and you find her maiden name, and that's her brother. So it's like really stuff like that. It's like a good way of like, it's a really intelligent tutorial, because it's saying, hey, these are the tricks you might need to start focusing on to be able to pull this off. So we're going to give you we'll give you the obvious ones, but these are some tricks you might start to need to use to be able to do this. Also, music wise, I love the transition musics between, because we have a magic pocket watch basically that allows us to enter scenes, and scenes are really just still lifes. Most of this game is about walking around an empty ship and then ships with still lifes, with dialogue, like an old silent movie style dialogue before each scene. And so super straightforward presentation, but the still lifes are so great, because what you get is you get a little bit of story, and then when it comes to life, it's almost like a shock value level of like shock to when the scene comes off. I think in particular about the fact that when you learned that they were attacked by a sea monster.
That is one of my favorite reveals in any game ever, where you just hear what's going on and then you see the tentacles tearing apart the ship, and that's your moment. Something weird is going on here.
I love it because the tutorial is a mutiny, which is very grounded in reality, correct?
Yeah.
Like the people who died in the middle of a mutiny, or they died of sickness. Then you go back on the deck and you're like, well, let's see what happened here. So you're like, oh, I got an idea of this. It's a mutiny.
You can see like you can see like through the picture that it's someone being executed is where they're all like lined up, because there's someone, if I remember right, someone's like tied up to the post or something.
Yes, and they're shooting.
So you know, oh, through the mutiny, this is clearly a group that turned on each other somehow, and then you get the Kraken reveal.
And you're like, oh my god. And the music has a great stinger there. Really, really good stinger.
Mm-hmm.
And that also opens up a whole new, because you have a cause of death list basically, and like now you're going through being like crushed by creature,
crushed by debris, torn apart by a foul beast, or some of my favorites.
Yeah, it's cause of death is usually pretty easy to find out. It's just the people in themselves are what's more difficult, because sometimes
you can look at somebody and they will guide you to their photo. So you don't have to, that's only two things you have to match, because you know by the person there. So you're like, this soul was crushed. You don't have to match their photo at all. The photo was given to you, which I think is like a brilliant choice, because otherwise it'd be like one too many things to piece together.
You're basically having to do a lot of deduction on where was I the last time I saw this person. I think about in particular the Frenchman. I'm going to use him as my example. The Frenchman, I found out based off the fact that he was French. He has a very definitive tattoos. Easy to kind of pick him out of the lineup, basically. He's ripped apart on the deck of the ship. He's like the second person you see when you reveal the Kraken. I don't find out who he was until I'm all the way deep into the bowels of the ship, and someone mentions to a traumatized crew member that he's like, well, blah, blah, blah. I tried to save him. What happened? And they said he got ripped to shreds. Like that thing ripped him apart. And he's like, but the Frenchman died quick. And so like I was able to backtrack through like 6 or 7 scenes basically in my head. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't have to walk back up there to do it, but in my head, quickly backtrack and go, I saw him get ripped apart. I know who that guy is. He's a Frenchman. There's only one French guy on this entire manifest. That's who it is. Bam, 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 sold. Like, and those are the moments when the game really, really clicks, because it's like, oh, bam, I know what I'm looking for. I know where that was. And because it is a relatively small space, because the ship is not very large. It's like 3 levels, basically. And there's some rooms and,
Yeah, it's laid out in a way that makes sense. You're not going to get lost here.
But that's good, because if you were in too large of an environment, you'd be backtracking to try to remember things. It's relatively easy to keep track of like, oh, I saw this above the captain's quarters. I saw this down in the crew bed.
If I remember right, I think you can fast track, maybe not until later in the game, to a particular memory. Like you can...
Yeah, well, you can go back and like quick, like even the loading of it, it skips the stinger and everything.
Like
it
on
just,
the
instantly takes you.
Yeah, like on the list, you can like click, take me to this memory, and it's like boom.
Just in case you have an issue. So, but I think in a lot of ways that stuff is almost unnecessary because it works so well.
Mm-hmm.
The game, like I said, I was really, really taken back by this. I really loved what I played of it. I thought that it was, from an art point of view, just really using minimalistic art style to like maximum effect.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not a lot of character modeling you have to do in this game, because you don't really need to, because all of it's still lifes. This thing is great.
Right?
Like it's really, really good. And also, like I said, the satisfaction of putting 2 and 2 together when it clicks. Because sometimes I admit, like, it gets almost overwhelming because you're getting bits and pieces of like so many people. And you're like, God damn, like 10 people are dead down in this galley, and I can't figure out who any of them are.
And it, like, during those moments, like, the game hurries you from one memory to another. It's like,
Yes.
I know, we just need to introduce you. There's a bit, like, in the middle of piecing things together. Because once you do all the memories, then it just becomes piecing everything together. And that's where, like, the really in-depth investigation aspect going. But there is a bit where, like, it guides you and, like, hurries you through memories.
I would
where
say
it's like, go.
I would say that the game knows that it has to keep you moving because it needs to keep feeding you information. Because if you start and also I think that's something that you as a player need to focus on, because you need to be willing to say, I know I need to keep moving forward, and be okay with the fact that I have 6 people that I don't know who they were. Like, if you get hung up on trying to solve each person at each time, you're not succeed.
You will have, it's easier to do that when you have all the information in front of you, because the game is very good at, you should know, like, it tells you in the menu, like, there's indicators, like, the more, like, dots it has is the more, like, you should know who this person is.
Yeah.
And then it's like, here's a list of memories that you can easily just go to.
It's really smart about that, because it also gives you a heads up, like, hey, man, you probably wouldn't be able to deduce who this is.
Like, don't worry about it.
Like,
the face is still blurred.
Yeah, it's like, hey, it's okay you don't know who this is because you don't have all the pieces yet. So it really keeps you from being, like, decision paralysis, where you're like, I want to know who this guy who got crushed by this cannon is. And it's like, the game will tell you, hey, man, you don't know who that is. Not yet.
But you can mark him on his picture and be like, crushed by cannon. We'll figure out who it is later.
There was a ton of people that I had just down as, like, the cause of death. And then I started walking back through, like, one guy got stabbed. Well, I figured out who stabbed him before I figured out who he was. But then I was able to backtrack where someone said, blah, blah, stabbed somebody. And got stabbed. And I was able to backtrack through and get it. So all in all, really, really just super intelligent design using a lot of minimalistic gameplay decisions. Like, this thing could be like a phone game. Like, you really, in the grand scheme of things. But something's really, really just perfect about the quietness of roaming the ship alone. You're going down to the galleys and you're seeing things. Because obviously horrible, horrible things have happened here. But we are seeing it from a later perspective. Oh my God. So many good things. I really, really love this. It's an artistic show of force when gameplay can be so simple.
But still be so compelling.
Yeah, dude, the Kraken reveal is great, and it's early on. I mean, it's right there at the beginning.
One of my favorite reveals in any game, the just jaw-drop moment of that thing.
They do such a good job of burying it a little bit, because when you get there and you see the captain's death, you're like, this is a mutiny.
Yeah.
This game is set in, like, a more modern, like, realistic time period. This was a mutiny. That's what I'm dealing with. And then you go onto the deck and you're like, oh, someone died here. Probably got shot in the mutiny. And then because of the stingle, because the way that they open up because the way things go black and then pop into life when it's time for the still life, it gets you. Because it goes black and you just hear screaming and it's like, oh, maybe it's a storm. That was my first thought. I was like, it's a storm.
Because you hear the waves and everything. The sound design of this game.
No one screams about a Kraken. So it's like, you're like, oh, a storm happened too. They probably got, like, here's my theory going into that scene. Oh, a storm happened. They probably got blown off course and then it led to a mutiny. And then the reveal is the tentacles staring up. You're staring up at the tentacles and a guy's being, like, grabbed and pulled off, and like cannons are being ripped off the ship, and you're like, oh my God, it was not a mutiny. It was like,
and they do the storm bit too, because one of my favorite scenes is where you're up in, like, the crow's nest with all the top men as one of them just gets, like, electrocuted as a piece, like, blows off the ship, and it's like, oh my God.
My favorite is down in the cannons gallery, because you see it's out of sequence, but you see the process of the cannons being destroyed, and, like, you see a cannon that gets misfired, and then the next scene is like 10 or 15 seconds before the cannon is lit. so you get like scenes out of order, but they help you piece together the deaths because the guy who lit the cannon gets named at one point. The guy who gets shot doesn't. And you're able to kind of use that to help pick and choose who get, because the guy who gets shot, you only see him one time and he's been like completely obliterated from the bottom of his, from the top of his body to the top.
Because people are typically around the people they work with.
Exactly.
So once you like finish, like get 4 people in a group, you can figure out the
Well,
last
also
one.
like I was able to get the gunnery deck officer because I'm like, he's the guy issuing orders.
Yeah.
That's got to be the gunnery deck officer. And like felt pretty good about that because that was just Eric knowing about ships a little bit. Like that's I was like,
you learn a lot. Oh, you learn a lot of nautical terms in this game.
But like with that one, I was like, who is this dude? And I was looking, I was like, he's been, in every scene, he's in charge. And I'm like, I'm gonna take a guess at it. Like I feel like I got this, and I was able to get it. And it was like, master auditor over here, you know. But yeah, I really, really, really like this.
That's awesome. I've had a feeling it would latch onto it.
It's a very Eric setting.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the book The Devil in the Dark Water, which is by an author that I really, really enjoy, his name just left my damn head. He wrote a book called The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, and he also wrote a book called The Last Murder at the Murder at the End of the World, I believe. He's only written 3 books so far, but all 3 of them have been very, very good.
Is that the one where there was a movie adaptation where Dracula's coffin is on a ship?
No, this one's not a Dracula book.
Not that one.
No,
okay.
that is an interesting. That also reminded me of that film because that's So in the Dracula book, he takes a boat from Transylvania to London. And that movie is basically, and in the book, the boat shows up with no one alive on it because he kills everybody on the boat. So it's kind of a similar vibe. That movie takes place on the boat, like what happened to everybody on the boat. But no, it's a very similar vibe.
Yeah.
Like if you like that movie or you like the concept of that movie, also like the Cthulhu mythos. Like I want to say, Under the Mountains of Madness, or I think. Starts with a boat arriving the shore with like basically one person strapped to the wheel, dead, and one shot himself underneath on like one of the lower decks. I want to say that's the way that story starts. I'm 100%. It's been a really, really long time since I read that, but I was really just thinking The Devil in the Dark Water, which is a book that takes place similar. It's a murder mystery on a ship. I really, really think that's really similar. So I think it's really good, man. I love this game. I'm very grateful you let me play it. We did it with the game sharing family program on Switch, and that worked out like a charm. This is good. This is a good video game,
It's
man.
set to return to me in like the next like 30, 45 minutes or so.
Oh, really? We timed it like a
because it only you give it for 2 weeks.
But still,
yeah. So
if
you want it again, just be like,
I might download this.
Hey,
I think it's on Xbox. I think I might download because I think this is a good sit on my couch game.
Yeah,
like sit on my couch on like a cold night and try to figure out mysteries.
Have a nice coffee. Sit down.
Also, I think it's also one of those games you can catch yourself up really quick. Because if I know who some of the people are, on the second playthrough, you just kind of go, I know who this guy is, I know who this guy is, I know who this guy is, I know who this guy. And you catch yourself back up, and now your Pokedex of dead people is back in a more complete fashion, quicker, and you can start walking on the people you don't know.
I am going to prod a little bit. I don't want to give anything away, but did you get to the riders?
Oh, those are the people, there was a group of people who were like commissioned on the ship. It's the guys with he's got like a bodyguards and stuff. Is those people?
No. Okay.
Don't tell me more.
I'm not. No. Well, that because
not the riders.
That's
okay.
That's a good moment.
There is something. I was getting hints that something else is on the ship.
Yep.
So okay. So I did not get 100% sure who those are. There is.
They're leading you to a really like. What the hell moment.
There is other forces on the ship. There was also a commissioned like VIP that was on this ship. I'm trying to figure out what his deal is. So I was able to piece together some of who they were, but I was not able to piece together their cause of deaths. That's another thing.
Mhm.
I was able to figure out who they were right from the get-go pretty much, but not how they died. So, yeah. No, don't tell me.
No.
This game's great.
Yes.
Great video game.
Yeah, I love this game.
Really happy that you put this one with me because I really enjoyed this.
It's a good winter game.
It's a winter game. It's a cold evening, sitting there. I played it last night, cuddled up with my headphones on.
Playing in the dark with a candle lit, with some coffee.
I had to be quiet last night so I wouldn't wake anybody up, and I was sitting there with my headphones on and my Switch in bed, playing until like 11 o'clock at night, trying to figure out who killed these damn people, you know? No, I really like this, man. This was really good.
Awesome.
Michael, you played my suggestion, which was Halo 3 ODST, which is I was thinking that today it's like tied for my favorite Halo of all time alongside Reach.
ODST and Reach are like the Halo fans' Halo game. I like Halo. Okay. I've never been a lover of Halo, and because of that, my favorite is Halo 2. I have a bunch of memories in like a church lock-ins playing Halo, like 4-player multiplayer on the TV, stuff like that. And then playing the Master Chief Collection, playing through the campaign, and realizing like it's awesome. The moment of like dual wielding, like the Master Chief flying through space. When I think of a mod,
I'm gonna bring back Bell Bomb.
Yeah,
I'm returning Bell Bomb.
Even like the end stinger that I know everyone hates, the finishing this fight.
I mean, that's fine once Halo 3 came out. It was not fun when Halo 2 was the only thing out.
2 is the one where I'm like, yes, I really like this. All the other Halo games, 1 and 3, I really like as like games that I played through once. And Halo 3 ODST sits among 1 and 3. I think it doesn't quite hit the high. Doesn't quite hit the highs for me as Halo 2 does, and I'll tell you why. I was avoiding this conversation for so long. We have not played Halo for the main show. We've played Halo multiplayer together, and I'm surprised I've hidden this terrible, terrible secret for so long.
Yes.
I suck at Halo.
Okay, so Michael posted on the TikTok a death montage. I did watch this. Michael, never have I been so frustrated in my entire life watching you play video games.
It's like my wife has played me play games before, and she's like, "You're better than this at games." I'm like, I know something about Halo, just single player specifically. Just I cannot get the rhythm down. I shoot at a thing, charge the thing while shooting at it, and then try to melee it to death.
I will say,
and then when I'm instead of reloading, I just chuck grenades until I'm out of grenades. And then hide and reload. It's not a bad It's not a good strategy. And every time I do it, I'm like, what am I doing?
So I will say this. ODST does have a slight variation to the Halo way you play Halo. So this comes.
You're not the Master Chief. You can't dual wield. You're much more.
Well, also, the melee is not nearly as dangerous. Very, very much. Very, very weaker. You're not a 9.5 foot tall super soldier. So, okay, this is interesting. Because I play Halo, like, I generally default to Legendary on Halo. I play Halo at, like, a high level.
This is what I did. I looked at the difficulty options. I remembered every time, when you think of a game, you think of a really good montage of that game. Like Halo 2, I think of all the awesome moments, all the high moments where I'm like, yeah, this game rules. When I think of my time with Halo 1 and Halo 3 and Halo Reach, I just see a montage of Ragdoll Master Chief getting thrown and blown up all over the place.
This explains something.
On the Master Chief Collection, they give you a par time.
Yes.
My time was always like 20 minutes over the par time for these levels. God. Like 35, like 15 minutes. Oh, this is a quick level. 35, 45 minutes to finish the level. I was and here's the kicker. I started this game looking at the difficulty options and then feeling a bit offended when I saw heroic. I was like, this is the way Halo is meant to be played. So I went, okay, let's play on heroic.
Did you beat the game on heroic?
No.
Okay.
No. No. That montage was all my deaths on, not all my deaths, a fraction of my deaths on normal difficulty.
This is like mind blowing.
I forgot how bad I was at Halo.
So I played through Halo ODST,
and I want to say off the bat, I don't hold that against the game. I like this game. I really like the vibe of this game. I like everything it does.
We are
from, like, a
approaching it from two different
perspective.
ways, and that's exciting. Like, for context, I played through ODST last year on Heroic. I think I died maybe twice.
I saw, because when you post something about Halo, the algorithm serves you up Halo. It was a guy ranking the Halo campaigns. He's like, Halo 3 ODST is a great campaign.
A frog?
Yes.
Yes, he's the best. I love that frog.
He broke it down and was like, yeah, the problem with Halo 3 ODST is just that's so easy. You could an experienced Halo player can beat Legendary without dying. And I'm like, oh no. Also, the way the save system kind of works. So I'll get into the structure of this game. You are doing a drop ship into New Mombasa to try to free it from the Covenant. This is like the last major stronghold city. Bungie loves doing the last city on Earth.
Well, this is
they like doing that thing.
So this is the beginning of Halo 2. You are in the same city as Halo 2. This is taking place at the same time as the opening missions of Halo 2. So in Halo 2, Master Chief goes down during the day to defend New Mombasa. You're going down during the day with the ODSTs. Now, your main character is knocked unconscious. Yeah. So you are not experienced. But that's why in my grand replay through, when I played them in timeline order, I played Reach 1, 2, all the way up to Master Chief leaving Earth.
Yeah.
ODST, which takes place the night after Master Chief leaves.
Because I remember the New Mombasa missions on 2, and that was cool because you're riding the tank across the bridge and everything. That's when Sergeant Johnson drops you off a tit. Back in my day, the Corps gave me a stick, and we had to share the stick. Really like 2. 2's my favorite Halo, bar none. I love Halo 2. So yeah, the way it's structured, it doesn't tell you off the bat how it is because this game does have a mission select. So when I'm playing through this game on the first few levels on the third difficulty option, heroic. So you start, the way the structure is, it's kind of like a hub area where you're playing as this playing as the rookie as he's going around New Mombasa at night trying to figure out what happened to all his squad mates. And I don't know for sure, but it guides you mission to mission, but I don't know if there's a way you can kind of secret exploit them and do them in different orders. But it kind of has the feeling of a hub world, like in Mario 64, where you're jumping into the paintings, you're scanning the object, and you're going to do a mission. So, this is where I made it all the way to the first Buck mission. Died a lot. There's that bit in the giant courtyard where if you poke your head out for 1 single second, 10 snipers will just
Jaguar sniper. Okay, so Jaguar snipers are one of the more dangerous enemies in this game.
And they throw them at you in the first real mission of this game.
So if you talk to a hardcore Halo campaign guy, Jaguar snipers in Halo 2 are the what we'll call when I beat Halo 2 on Legendary, I would say 40% of my deaths were Jaguar snipers. Mm-hmm. So Jaguar snipers are difficult.
And the fact that
if you're dying to those, also you do not have the same health recovery as you do in 2 and 3.
Yeah.
So you can't just get pinged. There's no overshield necessarily.
It's stamina and health.
Yes.
Once your stamina ticks down, your health also ticks down, but sometimes you can recover it by pulling health packs off of walls.
Which is something that is Halo 1 Combat Evolved kind of thing. They also come back in Reach. But those games have overshields. So there's a shield system that protects you because you're playing as a non-augmented human. Mm-hmm. You don't have a shield. So your dude is a lot more vulnerable to deaths.
This is where I finished the mission. I played a little bit of the rookie mission up to the first checkpoint. I went, okay, turn the game off. Came back later, went to the mission select, going, where's mission 3? It says you didn't beat mission 3, so you got to restart at mission 2. Which is the Buck mission, is what I thought. But for some reason it didn't say like continue your story point. Now, if I'd known that you go back to like the first mission on the list for like the hub mission and everything, maybe I could have saved that. So that was the point where I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do this on heroic difficulty. Yeah. I need to scale things back to normal.
So I want to
and then the first made it through the second mission a lot easier. This was great. And then the Dutch mission with all the vehicles. Vehicles are my favorite part of Halo.
That's the one that takes place in the zoo.
Yes.
Yes.
I got killed a lot by those like javelin things that were just throwing the plasma cannons.
Wraith cannons.
Yeah, the Wraith cannons. Yeah.
So you go back usually, because I was looking at this because you brought that up. You go back to the hub.
Yeah.
So the hub, because there also is, I don't know how much you touched this, there is a quote unquote mission that you can play that is optional. You don't have to finish it. That takes place in the hub. Mm. Did you touch any of that?
I don't think so. I just went mission to mission to mission from that. There are audio logs you can find that tell you about like the invasion of New Mombasa and everything, of how like when the Covenant like started.
Did you notice at all that the city points you in directions of things?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so the city is talking to you.
Oh, okay. Oh, because the AI system is like trying to communicate with you.
The AI is also helping you along. There is a story that the AI is trying to help you with. That's why it will trigger things like phones. That if you hear like phones in the distance,
yeah, you can like answer the phone and it will give you like pieces of information.
There is a overarching story also inside of the overworld. Mm. Now, you do not have to engage with that to finish the game. Mm-hmm. If you do that, you do bleed into the campaign, the rest of the story. You know, when the game goes from like hub with vignettes to a final push at the end when you catch back up to everybody. But that will bleed into that. Okay. But that is something that you might not be necessarily aware of unless you want to engage with it. It is not mandatory by any means of the imagination. But it is one of my favorite things about the game is the open world hub system with the rookie, especially when the city is starting to push you along.
The vibes. It's a dark city in the rain. The music is so good here.
That's why I wanted to tell you about. It's my favorite music in Halo is the slow, smoky jazz.
Like the piano lounge music with like the white strings and everything.
Beautiful. So and then like you can sneak through.
That's what I did. I was like, I'm not engaging in fights. I'm going to sneak behind these guys.
Because from a lore point of view, this is post-defeat at New Mombasa. Mm-hmm. So it's over.
It's a down point in the story.
Well, the war has reached Earth. This is it. And you have lost. So Chief leaves during the day. And when Chief leaves, the city falls pretty quick. ODSTs, you talked about, rocketing to Earth. There's one thing I do want to also drive attention to. You are on a mission from ONI, which is the Office of Naval Intelligence. That is basically the shady CIA version of the Halo universe. So no one really trusts that they're doing what's best for everybody anyway. There is a lot of really, really cool stuff here from a Halo fan point of view, because when ODST came out, obviously we had only played a Halo game from the Master Chief's perspective. Now we will one day play from someone else's perspective. In Reach, we play from Noble 6, and then Halo 5 we have Spartan Locke, but we don't talk about that one. But it's a really fascinating chance to see Halo from the eyes of someone who's not augmented and not a super soldier. Mm-hmm. You talk about difficulty. That is something that is different from the franchise. Master Chief, the way you generally play Halo campaign is more aggressive. You're coming in, you're trying to get those frags in underneath Jackal shields, you're sticking elites with plasmas, you're swapping to like plasma weapons for shields and your ballistic weapons for bodies. The ODST requires a lot more of the dance because you don't have the ability to just charge people.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a lot of times deaths end in Halo with a melee because Chief is a 9-foot tall super tank. In ODST, if you melee a brute in the face, he's just going to laugh at you and punch you.
And I think I could never get past that because I'm like, this is Halo.
Yes.
This is Halo. It looks like Halo.
In Halo, you punch
It controls
things.
like Halo. You still jump really high.
Yeah.
Your punch is basically the same. The only difference is when you're using the Needler, you just like whack the guy with it. You don't do the I'm going to turn it into the spikes out and then like deck a guy in the face.
Yeah.
Right away, I realized, oh, there's no dual wielding. I like dual wielding.
Just a dude.
You're just a guy. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
You're an ODST,
And
which
I
are the
think
best
it
of the best.
speaks to me that my favorite parts in this game is like the last chunk of missions. The last half of Halo ODST is what saves it for me. I'm still dying a lot, but I really like it. Oh, the coolest thing you can show me in a sci-fi setting is a space elevator.
Okay, yeah.
And if the bit where like the space elevator just like cracks and you see like the flames coming from it as it's like falling from the sky is so good. The Halo has always been the best series at background detail. All the background stuff going on, like the ship, the final mission where you see the giant like mothership in the distance as it's like coming into view slowly through the atmosphere, and you're like, this is scary looking right here.
One of my favorite things about ODST from like a lore point of view is like piecing together. So my favorite part of ODST is actually the opposite for me. I like the missions when you get back together, you catch back up with Buck and stuff. But my favorite parts of the game are discovering what happened to everybody. Like I love like finding Mickey's sniper rifle hanging from not Mickey, but
it's like from
Romeo,
a light post.
Romeo's like sniper rifle, or finding a broken helmet for Buck, or like coming out there and like looking at these like courtyards where like, oh my god, something bad happened here, and then you cut to Dutch driving a warthog through the animal preserve of the zoo trying to get out of there, or you cut to like Romeo trying to like losing his sniper rifle because he got it knocked out of his hands by a brute like 12 stories up. Like I love those moments because to me,
there was a funny moment there where you mentioned like the warthog, and there's like a cutscene where you drive the warthog through the zoo and you crash into the city. My warthog blew up. So I just ran down. I was like, I guess I jumped down here. And then I jumped down there and the cutscene has a warthog. I went, whoops!
You're not supposed to lose that warthog.
Again, I suck at Halo.
I'm trying to think of like missions that would have been particularly difficult. Like, because
the first one with Buck.
First one with Buck is kind of chaotic.
The Dutch mission with the vehicles, I like that mission a lot. But that one gave me some trouble. The rooftop. Where you're going up the elevator at the rooftop and there's a bunch of elites there. I blew myself up.
Bunch of brutes. There's no elites in this game.
Gotcha, sorry.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I played Halo.
Elites are in the game. This is post the Elite Revolution in Halo 2, where the Covenant has a fracture between the elites. Well, not the elites are betrayed. So this is post that. So in Halo 3...
Oh, yeah, because that's why you're the Arbiter. That's why you play as the Arbiter.
Well, yeah, the Arbiter's during that, but like...
Those are my favorite missions.
Listen, the Arbiter gets a bad rap.
Who is bad rapping the Arbiter?
At the time, when Halo 2 came out, people did not like the Arbiter. And they didn't like playing as the Arbiter.
It's the best missions.
Those missions are amazing. The mission when you go after the Heretic... And, like, you get to see, like, from a Halo lore, like, fanboy, as a guy who at that point was, like, a teenager who had read the books, the scene where you're going in as the Orbital with the elites and the grunts to go kill the Heretic, and there's the speech where the elite, the shipmaster is giving the speech. He's like, on the blood of our fathers, on the blood of our sons. Like, that scene is bad fucking ass. Like, but the Orbital at the time was talked bad about. Now I think most people have agreed, like, he's Keith David, dude.
Yeah, it's just that Halo 3 makes Halo 2 better. From the Halo perspective. I was in on Halo 2 from the beginning.
Yeah, Halo 2 is amazing.
Like, oh yeah, this game's
but
cool.
Halo 3 also is.
I will tell you there's a stretch of like 3 missions that I like was really, really high on. That Romeo mission where it's the team finding each other, and there's the bit where you're held strong on like the helipad as all of like the banshees are coming in, and you just got access to like all of the big weapons.
They give you like rocket launchers, Spartan lasers.
Yeah, you're just shooting things out of the sky. I love that bit. That was so much fun.
Yes.
Done a couple times, but
that's when.
Then you get the mission. You get the flying mission where you're flying the banshee all over the place. Love that mission. All the flying missions in Halo always end up being my favorite. I think of the bit where you're flying, going back to Halo 2 with the Arbiter, that mission where you're like flying the Banshee and doing like this big like space battle.
There's a cool mission in Halo Reach in which you fly a pelican, like a armored up pelican, and you're flying to different spires of the city to try to take down targets. And what I love about that mission in particular is it's cool flying mission when you're like escorting other pelicans out of the city and stuff.
Oh.
But then what you do is when you land on the pads at the spires, the ship comes pre-attached with all the different heavy weapons. So you hop out of the Pelican, you walk over to the weapon rack, grab whatever you need to go in, do a bunch of fighting, then come back out and fly back out. And also that is where they retcon Buck back into Reach. So Buck does not appeal in Reach, but in Halo Master Chief Collection, Buck shows up in that mission.
Oh, that's
because
fun.
Buck is on Reach in lore. In lore, Buck is there, but Buck
makes some references to Reach
pretty much,
the final mission.
Much Reach is what is like the driving point of the Halo story mostly. Maybe Harvest might be the other big one, but so like anybody who is everybody in the Halo story is on Reach. So Chief is fleeing Reach at the start of 1. And obviously Halo Reach is Halo Reach, which is a masterpiece of a video game as well. Bungie get really, really good at failure as a concept, like for the story. So ODST is all about failure. Things have gone bad and you are desperately trying to salvage something. Reach is about failure to the utmost degree. I mean, Reach ends in a suicide mission where it just says survive and you just fight till you die.
It's the end of Rogue One.
Yeah. But it's even worse in my opinion because it gives you the capability to fight it out and they just don't stop. And then, because Noble 6 does, and for the Halo fans out there, Noble 6 is fucking dead.
If I made it that far, I feel like it would be lost on me because I would just die instantly. When it says survive, die.
Yeah, you would.
Roll credits. What the heck?
How did Noble 6 get taken out?
I got the bad
elite.
I got the bad end.
If you're supposed to fight it out, I one time made it like 10 minutes. One time, like
oh my god,
I don't know if it was that long, but I made it a while where I just would not go down. I'm like, not today, Noble 6, not today.
I like the final mission a lot. Yeah, this game's back half I think is very strong, and I really like this game despite the fact that I am terrible at Halo.
I think that does affect how you experience the game. I think about the Wolfenstein, the New Order and Wolfenstein, the New Colossus. Yeah, I love those games. I generally default to playing shooters on like hard. Because I'm very good at FPS games, and if I play them on normal, it usually doesn't have the challenge. I like to have enemies that are more dangerous, whatever. Those games are so kick you in the balls hard that I feel like sometimes on my first playthrough, I felt like I lost some of the mojo because a part of how I want to play those games is running down a hallway with 2 machine guns killing Nazis.
Yes.
And like the game on hard is not that. It's slow and methodical because the enemies will just fuck you up. And I think that some games just don't fit your play style necessarily as a player.
Yeah.
And it does affect how you experience the game.
Halo, like, me and John played the first Wolfenstein like reboot series as a game club back. If any of you want to listen to that, which is very good. What I had to contend with Wolfenstein is you got to kind of play that stealth first, eliminate most of the guys in the room, and then you can do the guns blazing once you like knock out like most of the persistent threats. You still have those big like combat arenas where you don't have that option, and that's where the game gets like brutally hard. But yeah, Wolfenstein has the pace of Wolfenstein is very much like ebbs and flows. Like it's slow pace and then it's bombastic. It's slow pace and it's bombastic.
Last thing I'll say about that is the best that combat gets in that franchise, in my opinion, is actually the Old Blood, which is the the
standalone expansion. It's the
Standalone-
ODST to the original.
It's the standalone expansion that takes place in the 50s or the late 40s. So it's pre Blaster BJ going into the coma.
Okay.
So you know how in New Colossus you start off with or the New Order, you start off with back in the 40s.
Yeah.
This takes place before that mission.
Okay.
And so it's like the war isn't over yet. And so like that's one those two games are so fucking good.
They're so good.
I really wish that they didn't ruin it with that dumb co-op one.
I'm holding out hope for Wolfenstein 3.
Yes.
That cliffhanger is still
That cliffhanger
Etched
gets
into me.
resolved in the co-op one.
Don't tell me that. Don't.
BJ ages for the co-op one. They really fucked it up, dude. I tried to play that game. It's not good. That co-op one's not good.
Don't tell me that. I'm waiting for Wolfenstein 3. I'm waiting for Wolfenstein 2 to type the cliffhanger. I'm waiting for Wolfenstein 3. There is no young blood in Ba Sing Se.
Final thoughts on ODST, because I think it's so fascinating to me that your favorite part is the opposite of my favorite part.
The big bombastic.
Yours is the end, and mine is the walking.
Rah rah.
Well, mine is finding out what happened to everybody. But like, I think that's just like it shows different things connect to different people. Anything else you got?
The underground section where it's like mostly tight corridor shooting versus the big open stuff. I like that a lot. I feel like I did a lot better in the last mission of this thing.
Makes sense. That's when you're going to get the engineer.
Yeah. Yeah, the engineer and meeting up with I feel bad, I don't know.
I forget her name. Shit. Sarah. Is it Sarah?
It's not.
No, I forget her name.
It might
Oh
be
my
her first
god.
name. I forgot the last name. It starts with a C.
Is Dutch's.
The only reason I know anyone else's name is because I have the missions written down.
It's Buck's former wife at one point, I think.
Yeah.
And now they're not, but then they become again.
Also, yeah, the game wraps up weird. The final standoff you get the final standoff at the center of the city where the engineer is supposed to be doing something. You don't really see him do anything. He's just like standing there in the middle. When I say like floating there in the middle, you're like, what are you supposed to be doing? Are we just supposed to be protecting you? Sort of thing. Oh yeah, I think we're waiting on the drop ship to get.
You're waiting on the drop ship to come pick him up.
And then like the game just ends. It's like a weird like. There's no. I know people hate boss fights in Halo. I learned that from the Frogman.
Yeah, we don't like boss fights in Halo.
Yeah, so I liked fighting the monkey in 2. I don't know, but
his name is Tartarus. Thank you. He's the brute chieftain.
Hammer monkey.
He's not the hammer monkey.
That's my Halo knowledge and experience. I like looking at cool stuff. I don't know what it means.
So like, it is a weird ending. From like a lore point of view, engineers are referenced all over the place, but they never showed up in the games until the ODST.
Mm-hmm.
It is supposed to help set up the events of 3. Also, weirdly enough, what happens to all the characters from this game gets changed. So Buck will show back up in 5 as a Spartan.
Yeah, he's a big deal because like he's in most of the game. Like Master Chief is not even like half of that thing. Right?
He's a part of Locke's team that goes after Chief. Now,
because Chief's gone rogue because of the events of 4.
Fucking stupid ass goddamn 5.
I didn't play 4.
No, 4 is not even the events of 4. It's about something that happens in between 4 and 5.
So
sort of. It's the Cortana stuff. Last thing I'll say.
4 seemed cool, but that game got too hard for me, so I
4
bounced off of 4.
I stand by 4 has a lot of great stuff in it, but 4 is fine. I like 4. 5 is where shit jumps sharp, and then Halo Infinite is fine. It's not my favorite, but it's good. I really like the open world in Halo Infinite. I like storming from the sky in a Hornet, jumping out and saving a bunch of Marines that are pinned down. Like,
makes you feel like the Master Chief.
I like having a hard point where the enemy's like got a base set up and like climbing the hill and looking over it and being like, I can take this down anytime I want. I like the assassination. They had like all these like high value targets. And so like I remember taking out a jackal that was like a high value sniper. and I took him out by using my grappling hook to flank the whole place, zoom in from like half a mile away, shoot him with a sniper rifle, and just be like, and you killed him, and just walk away, be like, there you go, high value target. But the weird thing is, all these events of these stories, like Buck becoming a Spartan, all the members of this team, pretty much except the rookie, become a Spartan.
What happens to the rookie?
Spartan. The rookie dies in a. He's betrayed. No, Romeo.
No.
Romeo betrays everybody.
Ooh, not
Because
Romeo.
Romeo's parents.
He had my favorite mission.
Romeo's parents were innies, so they were insurgent. Remember, Spartans were made not to fight aliens; they were made to kill humans, and they just so happened to have aliens show up.
I forgot about that.
His parents were insurgents who blew themselves up. So Romeo was always kind of a little bit more sympathetic. He gets turned. He nearly kills Buck, and he kills the rookie. So Romeo's a bastard. so Buck and there's a cool fight scene. It's in the book. I want to say Bad Blood, Halo Bad Blood.
Okay.
Is a Buck focused book. Because also, fun fact about Buck, Buck's family got eaten by grunts.
That sounds bad.
Those little funny guys. Oh no, run away kind of guys. They eat people.
Okay.
Halo lore is weird.
Nothing is more demoralizing than getting killed by one of those guys.
Because they talk shit.
No, it's also like it's anytime they pull out 2 grenades and was running at.
Oh, the suicide grunts are, yeah.
Okay, so that wasn't just me. That wasn't just me being.
My favorite thing about ODST is it puts you more in line with the grunts, because grunts are 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
But that's not something you really realize in Halo.
Oh,
because
yeah,
Master Chief is not.
They did appear taller.
Because Master Chief is like 9 feet tall.
I didn't even register that.
So you are killing grunts from up here as Master Chief. As a human, they're like more face to face with you. Like they are scary in their height.
I didn't even realize like the size difference there, because it has been so.
Yes, and like brutes are significantly bigger than you are. Well, Master Chief is 9 feet tall, so he's like almost like they're bigger than him, but not by much.
All right. Final thoughts on Halo ODST. I feel sympathy for the guy who played Cuphead bad on the internet, and everyone made fun of him for it.
You feel sympathy for IGN's Doom Eternal playthrough?
The Doom Eternal playthrough I can't defend. Okay, so I will defend the Cuphead one, because that was the tech guy for GameSpeak who just went around getting footage. He realized how bad he was and went, "This is hilarious. People are going to find this funny," and then saw it as like a indictment of like games journalism. He was just the guy getting video and was like, look at me play this game bad.
I'll also make the argument that Cuphead is a hard game.
He didn't get past the tutorial with the dash. Like, he couldn't do the jump and dash at the same time.
Well, never mind.
He could. Yeah, the famous video is him stuck on the tutorial because he's trying to jump and dash at the same time, and he can't do it. But again, he was the video guy who was just going around and getting footage of a bunch of different games while the team was spread out on the show floor. It was like, hey, guys, look at me play this video game bad. I'm going to post it online. And then it became, like, this whole, like...
this was IGN?
The GamesBeat.
Okay.
It got conflated with IGN.
Because IGN was the Doom Eternal playthrough stuff.
I cannot defend...
Even I
cannot defend the Doom stuff. You should not have posted that.
Because that was I think that was the reviewer. Where it was like, oh my god.
It may have been a preview guy. I don't know for sure.
But it was like, I remember watching that and be like, hey man, have you ever like considered jumping? Have you ever considered like circle strafing? Have you ever considered shooting something other than the shotgun just standing there, motherfucker?
If I was the guy who was reviewing Halo ODST, they'd come after me.
I would have kicked you off of it and be like, put you on something.
I'd be like, 8 out of 10, great video game. Look at my dying.
Listen, not every game is for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And also,
if I was reviewing this for an outlet, I would go to my boss and be like, I'm gonna get skewered.
Yes.
Because look at my gameplay video. They're gonna see I'm playing on normal. A guy playing on normal reviewing Halo. You don't want get me off of this thing.
Yeah. But also, I'll make an argument that no one should ever tell you what difficulty level you have to play on.
Yeah, exactly. We have difficulty levels for a reason.
I don't care if you play on casual. Like
I had a fun time with this game despite the fact I was bad.
Like fucking play video games for fun.
And that's what I did. I had a great time, despite the fact.
And like you are just as valid being like, I won't play this on casual or normal as it is me playing it on heroic or legendary.
Then don't say in your difficulty option, this is the way Halo's meant to be.
Well,
that's how I ended up playing Resident Evil 4 Remake, my first playthrough on hardcore, because like it's for people who played Resident Evil 4. I'm like, you question me?
I almost fell for that one, but you stopped me on that one because you're like, it gets real hard real fast. And like I was like, because I've Resident Evil 4, favorite video game of all time. And I'm like, I know Resident Evil 4, but Resident Evil 4 Remake is a completely different beast.
Yes.
Like, those enemies are not Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 enemies you can just back up from. Resident Evil 4 Remake enemies will fucking take off after you. They throw, like, dude, there's guys with machine guns now that rev the guns. They got boar heads on. They ain't in Resident Evil 4.
I had a great time with that. I thought that struck the perfect balance. There were some rooms that killed me like 20 times, but overall, that was like a really good tense experience.
Go back and play Resident Evil 4. Yeah.
All right. So that's my final thoughts.
No, I think that very different games, but I'm very excited that we got to play two different things, but both different resources. Very much like a Michael game that was given to me, and very much an Eric game that was given to you, which is kind of the
point. That's the point of this whole game swap thing.
Michael, what are we playing for next time?
All right, you want me to go first?
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck. God fucking damn.
Okay, so we were talking about a game studio last week.
Okay.
That I was thinking about this conversation a lot.
Okay.
And I was like, I keep thinking about one game. A game that I look at and go, you should have been the next Mass Effect. You had all the pieces here, but you're building up like the most ambitious, most original idea for that entire generation, only to have it swept away and crumble at your fingertips. A game that you're like, I want you to try to re-experience this thing, because I did check.
This is Alpha Protocol.
This is Alpha Protocol.
God damn it, I gotta play Alpha Protocol. Fucking hell.
I didn't look. You did play this game. You didn't get a single achievement.
No, I beat Alpha Protocol.
You beat Alpha Protocol? Well, I was looking at your Xbox. It said you got 0 achievement score.
No, I beat Alpha Protocol.
You beat Alpha Protocol.
We will check
Did
this
you
out.
play it on Did you play it on PlayStation?
No, I played it on the original Xbox 360.
No, we're gonna look.
We will
this.
check this afterwards.
Well,
no, I mean I do not remember it because I can tell you why I remember Alpha Protocol because I beat it on Alpha Protocol. I remember having the weird sex scene with the German lady who's like,
of course you got the German one.
Borderline not consensual, if to be honest with you.
Borderline, no.
Yeah. Also, I remember how I really, really wanted to play this stealthy, and then I got bored about an hour into it, and then I just started shooting shit. I beat Alpha Protocol. We will check this after the show.
So some backstory. We were talking about Obsidian last week and how they were always the dark horse. And every time I think of Obsidian, I think of the missed potential with this game. The Alpha Protocol, the espionage RPG is what it's called. You look at that and go, you should be the best.
You should be the chosen.
You should be the chosen. That's such a great idea. And the dialogue system and everything is so good in this thing. It all crumbles and falls apart under its own ambition. And because of that, it's one of my biggest what ifs in games. What if this took off? And it didn't. I still look at it fondly. Despite everything, I still love this thing. It's not a good video game. And I'm sorry to dredge up some bad memories of Alpha Protocol.
Shit.
But
I want to say I played Alpha Protocol after I played Fallout New Vegas. So I played Fallout New Vegas. I thought to myself, this studio is amazing. Because I love Fallout New Vegas. And then I played Alpha Protocol and I was like, what happened? I love RPGs of this time period. I'm so fascinated how this is going to hold up. I feel like an Alpha Protocol remastered would be
it's the game.
It could be a good game.
I want another try because no one else has done something like this. I want another try. It's the best idea. A stealth action RPG is the amazing idea.
This is circa Mass Effect 1.
Yes.
So it's like before Mass Effect 2 comes out and kind of like revolutionizes
around that
combat and stuff.
It's around the time of Mass Effect 2.
Okay. I'm both angry at you and excited. Also, we have to check because I beat Alpha Protocol.
Every time I could do this, I look at your Xbox.
We will look through this
achievements, and it said 0G, and I was like, oh, not only did he play this, he dropped this game so fast.
We have to go back. We'll
check that. We'll check.
Yeah, we will check afterwards, and we will update next week.
Check the tape.
Check the tape. Okay, your game, Michael.
Is
a game where I've referenced.
You have a chance to change it now.
No,
because you're probably mad at me for picking Alpha Protocol. Eric is walking over to the game shelf because we are recording here. Oh,
we have talked about this game many, many times. Michael, back in the day,
yes,
when you buy video games and you just kind of bought them off the face of the cover of the game, maybe you rented it from Blockbuster one time.
Okay.
In this case, I played the demo first level of this at the Walmart multiple times. Every time we went there, I would play this because it was hooked up, and I really, really liked it. And then I decided, hey, I'll buy this game. And then I hit the classic PlayStation 2 thing of really good fun levels and then stealth levels that suck.
Oh, is this the Incredible Hulk?
The Incredible Hulk.
Wait, not even the Incredible Hulk. This is the Ang Lee movie version of the Hulk.
Ang Lee movie version of the Hulk.
I have on my PS2 Ultimate Destruction,
which is better than this. But you're making me play Alpha fucking Protocol. So goddamn it, you're playing the Hulk.
This is
now,
the bet.
I
love that we picked overambitious bad games.
So I will say this about this game.
Okay.
Playing as the Hulk in this game is fun. The Hulk is fun. The problem is this game also makes you play as Banner. And I hate Banner with a deep, deep passion. Now, there is like 3 levels of the Hulk. Maybe 2. Then you gotta play a Banner level. I was stuck as a child on that Banner level for months. Months. I destroyed that gas station at the beginning of this game hundreds of times. But then I'd get to Banner, and I'd be stuck as Banner. But now you're a grown-ass man, Michael, and you too get to experience the joys of the Incredible Hulk.
I think I saw a little bit of this game in a neighbor's house. I remember sneaking around the laboratory and then punching buildings.
The sneaking around laboratory stuff is what sucks.
Yes.
The punching buildings stuff is great because you destroy like buildings, you fight tanks, you throw dudes off of buildings. I'm looking at the back here. Apparently you fight some supervillains in this game. I don't remember that part because I remember fighting a lot of army dudes. Because remember, this is based on a movie. There is no other supervillains. Did you beat
this game, or did you fall off?
I beat this game as a child, but I've not beat this game since the 2000 and like fucking 1. So like, but I wish you nothing but the best here at the Hulk game. Now, Ultimate Destruction is a better game. Ultimate Destruction is cool. Yeah. That's a good fucking game. This is not a bad game. It's just not a great game. So,
I love that our picks kind of mirrored each other.
This is Hulk.
For the final trade of the year.
For the final trade of the year, you would be playing Hulk. I would be playing Alpha Protocol. And we will be...
If we didn't talk about Obsidian last week, I would have thought of Alpha Protocol.
I've got the Outer Worlds too on my hard drive. I just haven't...
Yeah, now you're going to play a different Obsidian RPG.
We have to check the tape. I beat this game. I know I did.
We'll check it out.
I think this was a GameFly game that I beat because I had GameFly.
We would check the tape.
Okay.
It might be a situation if you put that game in, all of a sudden all the achievements that you didn't bring up.
Wouldn't that be fucking cool?
Pop, and be like, I beat it!
Just text you back, be like, sorry, Michael, beat it in the afternoon. But yes, I am very excited. I am excited, though, because this is a Eric ass. I mean, I made an argument one time that what I should have done is we should have just done an Xbox 360 podcast, because I fucking love the Xbox 360.
Just going alphabetical order through the entire...
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh, we'd arrive at Alpha Protocol pretty quick. There you go!
This is why we don't do that. State of the Save is on Twitter. Are we on Twitter?
No,
we're on Twitter.
Well, we
used to be X, but yeah, whatever.
We love Twitter.
We love X. We are on.
We're on
TikTok.
Blue Sky now, so that tells
Sky.
you what our affiliations are.
Bill Clinton's been up to some shit, hasn't he?
Oh my god. Anyway.
We're on Blue Sky and TikTok. Check us out there. Make sure you give us 5 stars on all your favorite podcasting apps. Shoot us some emails at stateofthesave@gmail.com. Tell us about your feelings on games like Halo ODST and Alpha Protocol and the return of the Obra Dinn and Hulk from PlayStation 2. Maybe if we didn't just pick so many random ass fucking video games, we'd have a bigger following. But we will be back for our end of the year special after this next game trade show that comes out in a couple weeks. And then we will having a very special, fun way of starting off the new year that I'm excited about. So thank you guys for everything. We appreciate your listening and stay safe out there.